I'm Molly.
Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by MoonlightCrew.com,
Reviews for science.
in 7 minutes or less.
Game of Thrones Westeros Intrigue is what this says in a different language. So what this is not a heavy Game of Thrones game. It is an abstract game involving colors. So you see all these cards that have different colors. That is what you're concerned with. It just happens to have Game of Thrones characters from the show on it. So what you're doing is you're building a pyramid. And then depending on the number of players, there's 7 or 8 at the bottom. And in order to play a card on top of other cards, it has to match one of the colors. So you see this has white and yellow. I would have to then play a white or a yellow. So I'll play a white. The same thing here. This one has to be yellow or red. And so I'm like, oh, there's no blacks. I can put one next to on the bottom. You can only put next to on the bottom row. So the game's going to go on. And then if you end up with cards you can't play anymore, you get positive points. At the end of the round, the last person to play a card on the pyramid gets one of these throne cards, which have a negative points on them because you want the least amount of points at the end of the game. You play as many rounds as there are players, and then you total up your points. Whoever has the fewest wins the game. Simplicity versus complexity.
This game is very simple to understand the rules. Molly just explained them to you. That's about it. You could play right now. The complexity is in the strategy, which we'll jump into. So I will say this is a simple game to learn and know how to play rules-wise, but it is complex. It has some strategic depth.
Yeah, I would say this game is pretty simple. You just have to match colors, and that's about it. Get rid of as many cards as you can and match colors. So yeah, pretty simple. Get the fewest points. Luck versus strategy.
I mean, there's a little bit of luck because you could be dealt a hand with maybe no yellow cards, and so you can try to block the yellows very easily. Or you could be dealt a hand with only yellow cards, and you are responsible solely to get those out. But the strategy here is, wow, I think there's a lot of strategy, which surprises me because I did not think I would open this game up and say there's a lot of strategy. But trying to block other people without being blocked yourself is a semi-push your luck element. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's playing the people at the table. That's the strategy. It's not playing the cards in your hand. It's playing the people at the table. Because you have to decide, are they going to try to block me, or are they going to try to get more of their own cards out? And sometimes you just have to say, like, I know I can play my white card here, and if I don't, it will be blocked forever, and I will get positive points. But I can stand to block somebody over here, and they may freak out and start playing all their cards there, and I've gained some tempo on them. The strategy is here, shockingly, to me. Maybe you're not shocked if you open this game, but for me, I look at this game and I was like, please, a bunch of cards with colors on them, but the strategy is here.
Yeah, it's a fun abstract strategy, right? And so you've got this this crazy pyramid thing going on with colors that you have to choose. Like Tom said, do I make sure and ensure that I can play my further cards, or will that open it up to then be blocked the next turn? And so there's so much going on. I do think there's some luck in this game though, because if mostly what Tom said, when you're dealt the cards, what cards are you given versus what everyone else is given. If you have all the yellows, yeah, you've got very little chance of keeping that yellow line alive because you're the only one working on keeping that. So there is some luck, but I do think there's a good amount of strategy in what you're going to do and how you're going to interact with the other players. Fun versus boring. I think this game is a fun little abstract game. Would I pull it out all the time? Maybe not. But I do enjoy myself when I'm playing. It doesn't overstay its welcome because if I lose the first or second round, I'm like, oh, okay, let's play again. Maybe I'll do better this next time. So I think it's a fun game.
This is my favorite Reiner Knizia game. I like it.
That's a statement.
I like it a lot. It's so fun. It's fun because I mean, I'll be real. Let's just get this out of the way. The Game of Thrones theme, I mean, they say paste it on, but this is criminal. This is deceptive. The folks who buy this game are the folks who probably aren't in it for the abstract strategy. They're in it for like the Game of Thrones beatdown, and it will not deliver that. Don't be fooled. It is deceptive. This theme is deceptive. This is bad. This is bad marketing. But this game is fun. It's so much fun. And maybe you disagree. If you played it, you may find it kind of bland, and I could see why anyone would feel that way because it is just color matching and whatnot. but trying to outwit your opponent, it doesn't have the depth of poker, but it feels like poker sometimes, and I really enjoy that. I think it has delivered for me each time I've played. I would go as far to say that I would skip right now to give my Board Game Geek rating as
Skipped.
as a 10 out of 10. And I don't say that lightly because I just even maybe coming into this tonight, I didn't know that. I'm doing this off the cuff because I just enjoy this so much. I would play this anytime. I feel like you'd have to play with folks that aren't prone to analysis paralysis, which I tend to not care for anyway. But in this game, it's such a nice, quick game that you don't want it to bog down. It's just a fun little game. What is your board game geek rating?
My Board Game Geek rating is probably 6. I'll play it 6.5. If you suggest it, I'll play, and I won't be like, oh, I should want to play. No, I'll play it and I'll enjoy myself. But I don't think I would suggest it as often. As friends at Gameology, we want to get YouTube subscribers, and so we are giving away free glitter paintings every time we hit multiples of 500 subscribers. We've said in the past of your favorite superhero icon, but we'll do game-themed things as well, like this cat holding a D20 die.
As long as it's simple.
How totes adorbs is this? So, make sure to subscribe now.
Because it could be you that wins.
Game of Thrones Westeros Intrigue. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.